Hello again, Simone Linehan here, ready to show you another little trick. So a couple of these things are from art shops, or some of the browse-in type shops sell them as well. So I've got here the foam roller, it's just a foam brush, not a roller. So squishy little foam things, and this is called a stencil brush. It's very stiff. And they come generally in little packs. None of these are very expensive. These are a Montmartre brand. Not sure what that brush is. That's a more expensive brush, but you can get little packs of these very cheaply. The other things I've got here, I'm sure you'll find at home. So we've got bubble wrap. I'm sure you've all got bubble wrap. These have already been used, as you can see, but I'm going to show you the techniques for those. Flywire. You may or may not have some Flywire sitting around at home. If you do, cut off a few little pieces for yourself. And this is, it's a lace. It's actually quite a plasticky type lace, but I'm sure fabric lace would work just as well, or paper lace. If you used, say, like a doily, like a paper lace doily, obviously after it gets covered in acrylic paint, you're probably going to end up throwing it out. Whereas this one is a bit plasticky and I can keep reusing it, as you can see. So why don't we start with that one, because that's fun. So these two, the Flywire and the lace, we'll call it, we'll use with the stencil brush. So now when you use the stencil brush with these, both of these items, just a tiny little bit of paint. You don't want it to be really thick, because you want it to be able to stamp through the holes and not blob through the holes. So let's see how we go. So, and I'm just using a very vertical motion and stamping it down onto my paper through the lace. So I just keep picking up little bits of paint and dabbing it through the holes. Okay, and then we reveal, fantastic. So that's very fun. Nice little bit of lace on my paper now. Flywire. So this has been used, and as you can see, some of the holes are actually filled in with paint. So I'll use a section that's not filled in, but same technique, vertical stamping, hold it down firmly, and we're just going to get a really beautiful fine little pattern with this one. So stamp away, a bit more paint. Beautiful, look at that, that's gorgeous. So you can imagine these techniques going beautifully on your abstract painting. Like, they would just be fantastic as top layers. Right, so the bubble wrap, you can use whatever brush you want to apply the paint to the bubble wrap. I'll just use my stencil brush because I've got it right here. So just, this teal is actually dry, so I can pop the pink over the top. I'm just going to use the same section. So this is just stamping. So I'm just going to gently put it down there and then just give it a nice little press. Fantastic, look at that. Oh, I've got a tiny bit of that teal from last time I used it. A little bit of a blob through here, but that's all, you know, the organic funness of using crazy tools. Actually, I'll just go back to the Flywire for a minute, because there's another little trick I can show you. If I can find a piece of cardboard. Hang with me. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Grab a piece of cardboard. I'll just cut this down a little bit. If I was to cut a shape out of my cardboard, so I've got a little shape there, put that underneath my Flywire. So I've got my Flywire, I've got that, where's my stencil brush there? Hold it down firmly again, and do my stamping, and as you can imagine, you'll get this lovely, you've created a little stencil, a shape. There we go. So there you go. So you could create any shape you wanted there, so you might have circles and squares and all sorts of things. So that's a fun little thing. So these other two tools, they're both squishy foam brushes. I'll just show you the big one. So let's put just a tiny bit of paint on the end. So just a little bit on the edge, and we can just create some really interesting, beautiful shaped lines. You know, you might come around and do a bit of a pattern. Then we can do just some scraping, a little bit more paint. Beautiful. This one, because it's been used before, it's a little bit dry, and I'm getting this fantastic, just beautiful streaking of lines there. And the other technique I'll show you is the twirl. So let's just twirl that. Keep going. So you get these fantastic little twirls. I won't add any paint, and I'll just see what happens when I keep twirling as I'm running out of paint. Fantastic, I love those. Nice. If I was to put more paint on there, you know, I could just do some little bit of squelching around the place and just get some interesting little patterns going on there. It's quite sandy looking, quite nice. So that's the foam brush. So today we used foam brushes, a stencil brush, we cut a little stencil and used Flywire over the top. So Flywire and your stencil brush. We've got the bubble wrap, the lace. That was it. Yeah, beautiful. Excellent. So thank you again. I hope you've enjoyed that, and I hope you can just keep playing with all these lovely techniques. And any other little things you can find around the home that you can squelch paint onto and squelch it onto your paper. Great. I'd love to I'd love to see what you've done too. So send me a message or an email, and yeah, love to see your creativity. Thanks very much for joining me.